A man who won a hat-trick at the opening round at Snetterton, Ben Wheatley, has set pole position in the number 53 car alongside number 15 Nick Sampson, only a few hundredths of a second separating those two. Underway, yes, there is the 5-second board. Means in the next 5 seconds the red lights will come on the gantry. They do so. The revs are up. Our next Caterham race of the weekend gets underway. Good start by Ben Wheatley from pole position. Sampson tries to slot in second place. Watch for Adam Keane, the car with the white cage there on the outside. Number 88, Henry Speaks, is up there as well. The three cars that have their practice times disallowed get underway from a short penalty. Keane up the outside into the complex, going side by side with Harvey Ashmore, but it is the number 53 of Ben Wheatley who leads the way. Was somebody sideways in there? There's a bit of bumping and barging. That was the number 6 car of Tim Hardcastle that nearly lost it. It's held it together. Megan Bruce just ahead along with the 44 car. It's Rob Lowe, first appearance of the season for Rob. And they're all round the first few corners. Okay, somebody running wide there. Nearly losing it. That's Harvey Ashmore, number 10. He's not had the best of starts. He's dropped back into the pack from the second row of the grid, and he nearly spun it there, coming through towards Noble. They fan out into the back of the circuit. Then it is Ben Wheatley from Adam Keane. Nick Sampson is in third place. Monty Hines had a good start. The number 76, the blue car with the Dayglow yellow nose. He's well up there. The 48 there towards the back, the maroon cars, Jasmine Shaw. I think that's the car that Ben Timmons raced for the title last season in 270R. As Adam Keane round the outside takes the lead into the chicane and bouncing over the curbs. Nick Sampson has made a bit of a mess of that. We've got another mess further back. That's Hardcastle, number 6. He spun it. Somebody else went across the chicane there as well. They've all just about made it round. They complete the opening lap, then it is Adam Keane with the lead. Then we see him taking the lead, but there was a bit of mayhem at the chicane. Nick Sampson went across the grass, and there the couple of cars down. I think it was Rob Lowe who went straight on, tangling up with Hardcastle in the number 6, who has got going again. The only cars behind him are the ones that had to start with the penalty. So Adam Keane leads then from Ben Wheatley. It's Monty Hind up to third. He's had a good opening lap. Nick Sampson down to fourth after that little moment at the chicane. Running up the top 5 is number 21 of Alex Coombs. Sampson trying to make a move on Monty Hind there as they come out of the complex up towards Village. Behind them it is Henry Speaks, the number 37, the Hong Kong-based driver. It's Ben Wheatley with the blue wheels who leads the way, looking for win number 4 already this season. Queuing up behind him here well and truly. 18 puts a couple of wheels wide there. That is Paul Oglesby under pressure from Alex Coombs, the lovely sort of metallic turquoise livery car. 3 wide down towards the chicane. Oh, there's contact there. Adam Keane has clipped Nick Sampson. Now, has that damaged Adam's steering? Yeah, he's gone across the chicane there. That may have wounded that car. Keeps his foot in. But has he picked up any damage? He's got back into the lead there by keeping his foot in through the chicane there. He got back ahead of Nick Sampson. Down to third has gone Wheatley. It could be fourth because trying to move through is Monty Hind. Cachao says his number plate. He's clearly a Lightning McQueen fan as well. But that's what Josh Salvadori was saying as he crossed the line, and that's an incredible finish in the Saxos. Now, can the Caterhams top that finish? We'll see in a few laps' time. Paul Oglesby diving up the inside there on Harvey Ashmore, the number 10. Paul Oglesby only just out of academy and moving straight up to 270R. Number 9 in there as well, that's Dan Hope. He was the man who tangled with Henry Speaks, if memory serves me right, at Snetterton. The inside comes Ben Wheatley, the championship leader. Looking at the table, it is Wheatley ahead of Lionel Tolmash, who's absent this weekend, as is Bruno van Dijk, as you mentioned, in 4th place. Louis Darling rounds out the top 5, so watch for him coming through from the back, having started with that penalty. His car failed scrutineering after the qualifying session. Charge the way through. There's Andy Bailey, the red car with the blue cage. Look at this, it could be 5 wide into the chicane for the lead this time. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers on this one? Adam Keane on the inside of Nick Sampson. He's still got the lead, so he escaped without any suspension damage, and that bit of wheel clipping earlier on. He goes over the curve again. There goes the first wing of this race. That's the first one I've seen get lost all day so far, I think. We normally see wings flying off Caterhams, but I'd kept quiet about it because we hadn't seen any come off till now. I think it's Ben Wheatley who lost the wing in all that melee. Henry Speaks was in there with him. I think Speaks could be up into P3 here. There's your leader, Adam Keane ahead of Nick Sampson. Wheatley has retained P3 ahead of Speaks to be in 4th position. Then rounding out the top 5 it is Monty Hyde ahead of Harvey Ashmore and Paul Oglesby in 7th in the green car. Next to is Dan Hope. Then we've got Megan Bruce and the number 21 of Alex Coombs rounding out the top 10. That's the metallic blue car there just going through. Taking on an orthodox line there was Henry Speaks, but it's worked for him. He stays ahead of Monty Hyde, and up on the curb there Harvey Ashmore in the DPR Motorsport car on the attack. This is terrific stuff, as expected from the Edge Caterham 7 270R Championship. The first 3 have broken away slightly. It's Nick Sampson who has taken the lead briefly in the number 15. There's the 78 of Nick Heighton. Late entry on the programme today. What are the leaders going to do this time? Well, they're going to go 3 wide. We know that into the chicane. Ben Wheatley in the middle. On the outside, Adam Keane. On the inside, Nick Sampson. It's Wheatley who comes out with the lead. Coombs has gone wide. There's a bit of bumping and boring. Megan Bruce and the 78 of Nick Heighton make contact. That could allow Alex Coombs to close back up again. There's effectively a 12-car train for the lead here. Andy Bailey on the back of it in the number 31. Tyres squealing. There's a couple of the cars starting with penalties. Number 8, Django Jones. And the number 2, which is the Ironman livery car, number 2, Graham Handing. Have they made any progress from the back? Made up about 3 places each. Although Louis Darling is up to 17th, so he's further ahead. Monty Hyde a little bit wide there, coming out of the complex. Who's going to have the lead this time through? Ben Wheatley has it at the moment, ahead of Sampson, Keane, Harvey Ashmore fighting back. He's up to 4th, got ahead of Monty Hyde there. Oglesby is up to 6th. Henry Speaks has been shuffled back on that last lap, so he may have made a mistake somewhere. There's the slightest bit of momentum loss, and you shuffle to the back of the line and have to start all over again. Nick Sampson's retaken Ben Wheatley. Monty Hyde, oh, that's almost onto the grass there. Rear-wheel drive machines like this, that can easily lead to a big spin. Sampson's been drafted on the run up Woodham Hill. Here comes Adam Keane on the inside. Who's this charging down the outside? That's Henry Speaks. He's never going to get the car stopped in time there to make a challenge. He's going to have to take the escape route. That'll drop him down. There's another wing gone flying. That's from Harvey Ashmore's car as he went over the curb there. Okay, so the order this time is Keane, Wheaton, Sampson, Ashmore still in 4th, then Paul Oglesby is up to 5th, Monty Hyde down to 6th. He ran wide coming out of Church. Dan Hope is 7th, Nick Heighton 8th, Speaks has gone down to 9th as a result of that error at the chicane. Rounding out the top 10 is Alex Coombs. Megan Bruce has gone down to 11th, then it's Bailey in 12th. And that's the lead draft as we have at the moment, as they say in American oval racing. The next group is headed by Harrison Cavers. He's about 5 seconds further back. Any one of a dozen drivers could still win, but not even a half distance yet. There's just under 12 minutes to go in this Edge Caterham 270R Championship race. The 270R seeing the more experienced drivers mixing with the Academy and Road Sports graduates. Middle rung on the ladder. Coombs up the inside to try and take Henry Speaks there. Megan Bruce is behind them in the 94. Adam Keane makes a daring move up on the curb there at Church. It's worked, he's taken the lead. Here comes Nick Sampson. He's almost being bump drafted there. Here comes Paul Oglesby. Watch the green car on the inside. Straight up from Academy to 270R this year. With a bit of luck, he could take the lead under braking here. No, Ben Wheatley moves across and takes the line. There's a tangle further back. Dan Hope has tangled up with Alex Coombs. Something had to give in all of that, and it was those two, unfortunately. Now, Coombs has kept it going. Dan Hope, who got involved in a tangle with Henry Speaks at Snetterton, finds himself in trouble again. Let's have a look again there. Watch towards the outside. As Alex Coombs missed his braking point, I think, as cannons into the side of Dan Hope. Great shame for those two. Paul Oglesby has taken 2nd place there into the complex. He's got ahead of Nick Sampson, looking for his first 270R victory. Ben Wheatley looking for his 4th of the season. Adam Keane is down to 4th. He's had a couple of wins in other Caterham series already this year as well, just keeping his hand in as a guest driver to get as much track time as possible. Behind is 5th, then it's Ashmore, Hyton, Speaks, Bruce and Bailey. It's a 10-car train for the lead now, having lost Dan Hope and Alex Coombs. Coombs is still going, but a little further back. Not sure what's happened to Dan Hope. Did come through, but near the back of the field. Sampson fighting it out with Oglesby. They're still behind Ben Wheatley. What are they going to try this time? Sampson goes to the outside. Oglesby to the inside. Oh, he's hit the back of Ben Wheatley. He missed his braking point there. That's another wing gone, I think. There's cars scattering all over the place. That was like the peloton in a cycle race where they come to a roundabout, isn't it? Half of them went one side, half of them went the other. Now, what's that done to the race order? Your leader is now Adam Keane. Where's he come from? Second place is Sampson. Oglesby in 3rd. Wheatley's down to 4th. Oh, and that's a big impact. That's Django Jones. He's gone head on into the tyre wall. It's good to see Django's got out and he's okay. That is a big impact. Nasty one there for Django Jones, the former Academy star. Pleased to see that Django is okay. He was towards the back, of course. He started with the penalty. Race continuing for the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if we perhaps see a safety car to allow the marshals to recover the remains of Django Jones's car. That will almost certainly be the end of his weekend. Well, Ben Wheatley now running with no rear wings at all. Chasing after our leaders is Nick Sampson, who has got the lead this time through. How long have we got to go? 8.5 minutes. So it's going to all change again, well, every time they come round. I think Henry Speaks on the attack, but yes, I think the safety car is being scrambled just as Paul Oglesby makes it 3 wide with Adam Keane and Nick Sampson. I can see safety car on the timing screen, but I don't think the yellow flags have yet gone out coming through the chicane. They may get the notification at the start line. Let's have a look. Yes, there's the safety car board. So Paul Oglesby was leading as they came out of the chicane to cross the timing line. So he will be picked up by the safety car. Just taken the lead into the chicane. Safety car out, of course, with Django Jones off at the chicane. But the previous lap through, it was rather a crazy run through the chicane for the leaders. Let's see if we can piece together what happened. Well, Paul Oglesby at the back of Ben Wheatley. Adam Keane then slid wide, had to take the escape route. I think Monty Hine got clipped by Harvey Ashmore there. Henry Speaks took the escape road as well. So that chopped and changed everybody at the front of the field. It was certainly a rather crazy moment. And then Django Jones walloped straight in. I'm not too sure what happened there. I reckon something broke on the number 8 car. Thankfully, the safety systems did their job and Django is okay. Not surprisingly, perhaps, the red flag has been thrown on the Edge Caterham 270R Championship first race of the weekend. So the race brought to a halt with 4.5 minutes or so left on the clock because of Django Jones is off down at the entry to the chicane into the tyre wall.
Yeah, well, if you're not married, that's what's going to